covenant ceremonies must involve certain ingredients. So for instance, in 19, when we're talking about covenants, the Mosaic covenant also included blood of calves. He says it here. They took the blood of calves and goats. And he also had wool, water and scarlet wool and hyssop. And what did he do with the blood? The animals died. That's that first death. And then he took that blood and he applied it to the people. And that's, in essence, their signature part of the covenant. That's their way of taking on that covenant responsibility. By sprinkling both the book and the people, this is the same as verse 16 where it says, the one who made it must be established. In other words, the death of the person is represented by him taking on the blood of the animals. That's what he means by established or represented, right? Pharisai, born. Verse 20 is saying this is the blood of the covenant that God has commanded for you. Again, blood from the animals, bringing the covenant into reality. Verse 21, in the same way he sprinkled with the blood both the tent and the vessels used in worship. Now, we talked about how the blood plays a dual role. It has both a payment role. In other words, it pays the price of the breach of contract, but at the same time, it also purifies, because sin itself does two things to us. Number one, it violates the contract, and number two, it defiles. So if we understand that sin has the dual role of both causing us to be in breach of God's contract, right? For the wages of sin is death. Sin itself brings us into a contract with death. So it represents breach of contract on our part. So sin does that to us, number one. But also on the other side of this equation of the coin, sin represents a defilement in God's eyes. So it not only breaks us, it not only separates us from God contractually and pushes us into a different legal sphere known as death, but sin also defiles us. And so blood is brought into the picture on our behalf to answer to both of those dual aspects of death. Number one, blood is brought into the picture to redeem us, to rescue us from the clutches of death. In other words, to pay the penalty that we incurred at our sins. That's one role. And at the same time, blood cleanses. It scrubs us clean, which answers to the Hebrew word kafar. When we're talking about atonement, we talk about how that blood wipes clean, right? It wipes the stain of sin away. It plays that dual role.